Human servant shields alien Empress from assassin, and she shares her immortality with him. Alex Carter stepped off the transport shuttle and onto the gleaming deck of the Volari flagship. The ship was larger than any human vessel he had ever seen. Its metal walls shimmered with a soft blue light, and the air hummed with the quiet pulse of advanced technology. Humans were rare on ships like this, and he knew every eye in the room would notice him. Some with curiosity, others with distrust. But Alex had learned long ago not to care. He had work to do. He adjusted his simple uniform and looked around. Servants moved quickly down the corridors, carrying trays, cleaning, or delivering messages. They spoke in the alien language, their voices melodic and precise. Alex could understand some of it after weeks of study, but the nuances were still difficult. He reminded himself to stay alert. One mistake here could cost him more than just his job. "Alex Carter, welcome aboard," said a tall alien with greenish skin and pointed ears. His uniform had golden insignias and he walked with the authority of someone used to giving orders. "I am Commander Kale. You will serve directly under Empress Lyra. Follow her instructions and keep her safe at all times." Alex nodded. "Yes, Commander Kale, I understand." Kale's eyes narrowed slightly. "Humans are not known for loyalty. Remember, she is not just a ruler, she is the heart of the Volari Empire. Your actions will reflect on her and on your kind." Alex swallowed. He had heard warnings like this before, but hearing it directly from the commander made it feel real. "I will do my best, sir," he said. Kale gave a curt nod. "Good. She is in the observation hall. Go to her now. You will meet her and begin your duties immediately." Alex moved through the corridors, trying to make himself as small and quiet as possible. Servants and diplomats passed him, their expressions curious or indifferent. He had trained for this, though, and he focused on each step, each gesture. His mind ran through what he knew about Empress Lyra. Young, powerful, and wise beyond her years, she had become the ruler of the Volari Empire after her father's death. She was still learning how to lead, and that made her vulnerable. That was where Alex came in. When he entered the observation hall, he stopped. The room was enormous, with tall windows that showed the stars passing by. In the center stood Empress Lyra. Her hair was silver and shimmered like moonlight, and her eyes were deep violet. She wore a flowing gown that seemed to glow softly. She looked like she belonged among the stars themselves, not a room filled with humans and aliens. "Empress Lyra," Alex said, bowing slightly. She turned to him, her gaze sharp but curious. "You are the human they have sent to serve me?" she asked. Her voice was soft, yet carried authority. "Yes, Your Majesty," Alex replied. "I am here to assist you in any way I can." Lyra studied him for a moment. "Many humans have been seen as weak or untrustworthy by my people." "You will need to earn my trust," Alex nodded. "I understand, Your Majesty. I will do everything in my power to serve you well." Lyra's lips curved into a faint smile. "Very well. You may begin tomorrow with your first duties. For now, follow Commander Kale to your quarters." Alex bowed again and followed Kale down the corridors. The commander did not speak much, but his presence was a constant reminder of the importance of Alex's role. They passed rooms filled with alien technology, training halls, and luxurious living spaces. Alex could feel the weight of history in the ship. The Volari Empire had been powerful for thousands of years, and now a human was walking among their most sacred halls. The next morning, Alex began his duties. He helped Empress Lyra with her meals, ensured her wardrobe was prepared, and organized her schedules. He observed her closely, noting her habits, her moods, and her reactions. He noticed that she often stared out into space with a faraway look, as if she carried the weight of her empire on her shoulders. Despite his lowly position, Alex began to understand Lyra. She was young, yes, but she was clever and perceptive. She could sense danger and read the people around her like an open book, and she was lonely. Few could truly understand what it meant to carry the responsibility of an empire at such a young age. Alex silently resolved to be someone she could trust, someone she could rely on. One evening, as they traveled through a region of space known for pirate activity, the ship's alarms blared. Red lights flashed across the corridors, and the hum of the ship grew louder. Commander Kale rushed past Alex, shouting orders to the guards. "Stay here," Kale barked to Alex. Alex hesitated. Something in his instincts told him this was not a time to stay hidden. He followed the sound of rushing footsteps and found Lyra in the observation hall. The door to her private chamber had been forced open, and a shadowy figure moved inside. Without thinking, Alex rushed forward. He shoved Lyra out of the way just as a blade swung toward her. The metal caught his arm, slicing through his sleeve and cutting his skin. Pain shot through him, but he did not falter. He held the intruder off long enough for the guards to arrive and capture the assailant. Lyra's eyes widened. You risked your life for me," she asked, her voice trembling. Alex looked at his bleeding arm and shook his head. "I was only doing my duty, Your Majesty. You are my responsibility." Lyra's expression softened. She reached out and touched his hand lightly, her touch warm and calming. "You are no ordinary human, Alex Carter. Most would have run or hesitated. You acted with courage." Alex felt a strange warmth at her words. He had expected gratitude, yes, but this was different. There was respect, even admiration in her gaze. It made him feel seen. After the incident, Kale approached him. "You showed bravery today, human. But remember, this is only the beginning. There are those who wish harm upon the Empress. You must be prepared for anything." Alex nodded. "I understand, Commander. I will not fail her." Over the following days, Alex's role changed. He was no longer just a servant. He became a protector, a companion in subtle ways. Lyra began to seek his advice, asking questions about human customs and even requesting his opinion on matters of diplomacy. The bond between them grew quietly but steadily, built on trust, courage, and mutual respect. The crew whispered among themselves. Some doubted a human could hold such an important position, while others were impressed by his bravery. Alex ignored the gossip. His focus remained solely on Lyra and her safety. One night, while the ship passed near a cluster of uncharted asteroids, Alex noticed Lyra standing alone on the observation deck. The stars reflected in her eyes, making them sparkle like jewels. He approached quietly. "Your Majesty," he said softly. She turned to him. "Alex, do you ever feel lonely even when surrounded by people?" she asked. He paused. "Sometimes," he admitted, "but I find strength in doing my duty. Protecting you, it gives me purpose." Lyra nodded slowly. "I feel the same way. The burden of the Empire is heavy and few can understand it, but you understand, even if only in part. That means more than I can say." Alex felt a swell of pride and something deeper, a connection he had not expected to feel. He bowed slightly. "I will always stand by you, Empress Lyra, always," she smiled, a small but genuine expression that reached her eyes. "I believe you, Alex, and I trust you." From that night, the atmosphere aboard the Volari flagship changed. Alex was no longer just a human servant. He was a protector, a confidant, and perhaps the first human the Empress truly trusted. But danger still lingered in the shadows. Alex could feel it, a silent threat waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And Alex Carter, human among aliens, was ready to face whatever came next, for he had chosen his path, and he would not let the Empress fall. The Volari flagship continued its journey through the distant reaches of space, gliding silently past stars and nebulae. Alex Carter had grown accustomed to life aboard the ship, though every day brought new challenges. His arm from the earlier attack had healed, but the memory of the blade swinging toward Empress Lyra never left him. The ship's halls were quieter than usual. Many diplomats and crew had left for their assignments, leaving only essential personnel. Alex spent his days assisting Lyra, preparing her for meetings and walking the corridors on alert. He knew that danger could appear at any moment, and he remained vigilant. One morning, Commander Kale summoned Alex to the control room. The large chamber hummed with energy, screens displaying maps, sensor readings, and ship systems. Kale's expression was serious. "Alex, we have a problem," Kale said. He tapped a screen and a small red dot appeared, moving slowly along the ship's perimeter. "Our sensors detected an unknown ship approaching. It is small, fast, and shielded. I suspect an assassin or a private mercenary." Alex leaned closer. "How close are they?" Kale frowned. "They could reach us within the hour. We cannot underestimate them. You must be ready to act. Lyra's safety depends on it." Alex nodded. "I understand, Commander. I will stay by her side." Kale gave a curt nod and left the room. Alex's mind raced. He had faced danger once before, but this felt different. This was deliberate, planned. Someone wanted Lyra dead, and they were willing to come here to make it happen. Alex returned to the Empress's quarters and informed her of the situation. She listened quietly, her violet eyes calm, but her fingers tapped lightly on the armrest of her chair. "I knew this would happen eventually," she said. "Enemies do not wait. They attack when we least expect it." Alex bowed slightly. "I will protect you, Your Majesty. No harm will come to you while I am here." Lyra studied him for a moment, then nodded. "I trust you, Alex. That is why I want you near me at all times. Even during my meetings, even when I appear in public. Do not leave my side." "I will not leave, Your Majesty," Alex promised. As the hours passed, the tension aboard the ship grew. Sensors picked up multiple small crafts moving toward the flagship. The crew scrambled to prepare defenses, but Alex knew that even with advanced technology, a determined assassin could slip through. Late in the afternoon, Lyra had a meeting with visiting diplomats from another alien empire. Alex accompanied her, moving quietly at the edge of the room. He noticed one diplomat acting strangely, his movements too smooth, his gaze constantly shifting. Something about him did not feel right. Alex's instincts screamed danger. He stepped closer to Lyra, subtly positioning himself between her and the suspicious diplomat. Lyra noticed the movement and gave a small nod, silently acknowledging that she understood. The meeting proceeded, but Alex kept a careful watch. He noticed the diplomat slipping a small device from his sleeve. It was almost invisible, but Alex's sharp eyes caught it. He realized immediately it was a weapon, designed to emit a lethal energy pulse. Without hesitation, Alex moved. He grabbed the device, crushing it in his hand before it could activate. The diplomat's expression froze, then turned to anger. He lunged at Alex, but Alex was faster. He sidestepped, tripping the alien and sending him crashing into a table. Guards rushed in and detained the would-be assassin. Lyra's eyes widened. "You saved me again," she said softly, her voice filled with a mixture of surprise and gratitude. Alex shook his head. "I was only doing my duty, Your Majesty. You are my responsibility." After the meeting, Lyra took Alex aside in a private corridor. "You are extraordinary, Alex," she said. "I have never seen a human act with such courage and precision. You are more than a servant. You are my protector and my ally." Alex felt a warmth in his chest. He had expected praise, yes, but hearing it from Lyra herself felt different. It gave him a sense of purpose beyond his training. The next day, the ship encountered an asteroid field. The navigation system warned that the field was unstable, and any sudden movement could damage the ship. As the crew maneuvered the flagship carefully, sensors picked up multiple small ships approaching from behind the asteroids. Alex realized immediately that this was the real attack. Mara Voss, the assassin he had heard rumors about, had returned. She had assembled a small squad of elite killers, each trained to infiltrate high-security ships. Their target was clear: Empress Lyra. "Commander Kale," Alex said urgently, "they are coming through the asteroid field. We need to protect the Empress and stop them before they reach the ship." Kale nodded. "Prepare the guards." Alex, stay close to Lyra at all costs. You are her first line of defense. The alarms blared as Mara's ships launched energy pulses at the flagship. The shields held, but the blasts rocked the vessel, and crew members scrambled to maintain control. Alex grabbed Lyra and moved her to a secure observation room, shielding her with his body as debris from the attacks rattled the walls. Mara's squad managed to board the ship using stealth pods. Alex felt the floor vibrate as they landed. He knew that if they reached the Empress, it could be the end. He moved quickly, using his knowledge of the ship's layout to intercept them. A fight broke out in the corridor. Alex fought with determination, using whatever he could find as a weapon. He blocked energy blades, dodged strikes, and pushed attackers back. Every second he held them off gave Lyra more time to remain safe. Finally, one of the assassins broke through, rushing toward the secure room where Lyra hid. Alex saw him coming and threw himself in the way. The assassin's blade struck Alex's shoulder, and pain shot through him. He gritted his teeth and held firm, pushing the attacker back with every ounce of strength he had. Lyra screamed as she watched, but she did not panic. Instead, she focused, using a strange energy that radiated from her body. The room glowed with a soft light, and the assassin froze, caught off guard by the sudden power. Alex took the moment to push the attacker out of the doorway, and the guards arrived, capturing Mara's squad one by one. The fight was over, but the aftermath left Alex bruised and bleeding. Lyra rushed to his side. "Alex, are you hurt badly?" she asked, her hand on his arm. "I'm fine, Your Majesty," Alex said, wincing slightly. "Just a scratch. I'm more concerned about you." She shook her head, her violet eyes shining with emotion. "No, Alex, you put yourself in danger for me again. That is not something I can ignore." Alex looked down. "I am a servant. It is my duty to protect you." Lyra's expression softened. "You are not just a servant. You are brave, loyal, and wise. You have saved my life twice now. I do not know how to repay you." Alex felt a strange warmth in her words. For the first time, he realized that his life on this ship had changed him. He was no longer just a human among aliens. He was someone who mattered, someone who had earned the trust and respect of an empress. Over the next days, the ship returned to calm space. The crew repaired damage, and Mara Voss's remaining followers were detained. Alex recovered in a small infirmary, but his mind was focused on Lyra. He noticed that she began to treat him differently. She asked for his opinions, sought his counsel, and even shared personal thoughts she had never told anyone. One evening, as the stars stretched endlessly outside the observation window, Lyra approached Alex. "Alex," she said softly, "I want you to know something. Humans are rare here and most are not trusted. But you have proven that courage, loyalty, and heart are more important than species. I trust you completely." Alex bowed his head. "I am honored, Your Majesty. I will not betray your trust." Lyra smiled, a small but genuine smile. "I know, and I believe that one day you will do more than protect me. You may even change the course of this empire." Alex looked out at the stars, thinking of the battles ahead, the threats yet to come, and the bond he was forming with the Empress. He knew the road would be difficult, but he also knew he was ready. Whatever dangers Mara Voss or others sent his way, he would stand firm. He would protect Lyra, not just as a servant, but as someone who had found purpose, courage, and perhaps even a place in the heart of an empire far larger than himself. As the night fell and the stars twinkled in the void of space, Alex made a silent vow. No matter the cost, he would shield the Empress from harm. And if that meant risking his life again, he would do so without hesitation. The days aboard the Volari flagship passed in a mixture of calm and quiet preparation. Alex Carter had recovered from his injuries, but he felt stronger than before. The attacks by Mara Voss had changed something in him. He no longer thought of himself as merely a human servant. He was a protector, a shield, and someone the Empress could trust. Empress Lyra moved through her duties with her usual grace, but Alex noticed a subtle change in her as well. She spent more time speaking with him, asking questions about human life, customs, and even ideas that could help the Empire. She treated him as more than a servant, more like a companion, though their relationship was still formal in public. One morning, Alex found Lyra on the observation deck, standing near the tall windows that looked out into the void of space. Her violet eyes reflected the stars as she studied the distant nebulae. Alex approached quietly. "Your Majesty," he said softly. Lyra turned toward him, her expression thoughtful. "Alex, do you ever wonder why humans can survive in places so dangerous, while many species like mine cannot?" Alex considered the question. "I think humans adapt. We face challenges and keep moving forward. We fight when necessary and survive through courage and ingenuity." Lyra nodded slowly. "That is true, and it is why I trust you, Alex. You understand the value of life, not just as a soldier or a servant, but as someone who truly cares." Alex felt a warmth in his chest at her words. "I care for you, Your Majesty. Your life is precious, and I will protect it no matter what." Lyra studied him for a long moment as if weighing his words. Then she spoke, her voice quieter. "Alex, I want to tell you something few have ever known. I am different from most beings. I have lived far longer than you can imagine. I possess something called immortality. It is the essence of my life force. It allows me to heal, to survive, and to maintain my power over this empire." Alex blinked, unsure what to say. "Immortality, you mean you will never die?" Lyra shook her head slightly. "Not exactly. My body does not age in the usual way, and I can recover from wounds that would kill others. But immortality comes with responsibilities, dangers, and isolation. Many have tried to take it from me. Mara Voss is only one of many who would seek to claim it." Alex swallowed. He had faced mortal danger before, but the idea that Lyra could live for centuries was almost beyond comprehension. Yet he felt no fear. He felt a deep desire to understand her, to stand by her side through everything. "Why are you telling me this?" he asked. Lyra stepped closer, her gaze unwavering. "Because I trust you, Alex. I see in you the courage and loyalty that few possess. I believe that one day you may need this knowledge to protect not only me but the Empire itself, and perhaps one day I may share it with you." Alex felt a surge of determination. "I am ready, Your Majesty. I will do whatever is needed." Lyra nodded, her expression softening. "Good. That is why I have asked you to accompany me during the upcoming diplomatic missions. Many alien leaders will test me, and they will test you as well. We must be vigilant. Together, we are stronger." The ship entered a dense sector of space, where asteroid clusters and rogue comets made navigation difficult. It was the perfect setting for another test. Alex stayed close to Lyra at all times, guiding her through the ship, monitoring for any unusual activity. One evening, while Lyra was preparing for a meeting with high-ranking diplomats, Alex noticed movement on the security monitors. Small energy signatures were approaching from outside the ship, stealth drones, almost invisible to normal sensors. They were heading toward the observation deck, where Lyra would be moments later. "Your Majesty," Alex said urgently, "there are unidentified drones approaching. They could be weapons. Please, allow me to move you to a secure location." Lyra's expression did not change. "I trust you, Alex. Lead the way, but keep your focus on them." Alex moved swiftly, guiding her through hidden corridors and secondary passages. The drones followed, but Alex's knowledge of the ship's layout gave them an advantage. He set up barriers and security protocols, slowing the attackers. Suddenly, one drone breached the secondary corridor. Alex threw himself in its path, using his body and quick reflexes to disable it. Sparks flew, and the drone fell to the floor, broken. Alex's arms burned, but he kept moving, clearing the path for Lyra. By the time they reached the secure observation room, the drones had been neutralized by the ship's automated defenses. Lyra turned to Alex, her eyes filled with concern. "You risked yourself again," she said softly. Alex shook his head. "It is my duty, Your Majesty. Your safety is my responsibility." Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder, and for a moment the distance between servant and Empress disappeared. "You are brave, Alex. Braver than anyone I have known. Perhaps one day I will share with you the immortality I spoke of. For now, know that I trust you with my life." Alex felt a deep sense of honor. He had always known his role was dangerous, but the recognition from Lyra made every risk worthwhile. Over the next days, Alex and Lyra traveled to several diplomatic stations. Alex observed how she interacted with leaders from different species. Some were respectful, some suspicious, and some openly hostile. Alex remained at her side, guiding her, protecting her, and offering advice when appropriate. During one meeting, an ambassador from a distant planet attempted to insult the Volari Empire, questioning Lyra's ability to rule at her age. Alex noticed the shift in the room, the tension rising as the alien continued speaking. Without thinking, Alex stepped forward. "Your words are disrespectful and false. Empress Lyra has led her people wisely and bravely. Your insults are not welcome here." The room went silent. Even the Empress seemed surprised at his boldness. Lyra's eyes met Alex's. "Thank you, Alex," she said quietly. Then turning to the ambassador, she spoke with calm authority. "You will show respect while on this vessel. Speak with honesty or you will leave empty-handed." The ambassador bowed, his arrogance replaced with cautious respect. Alex felt a quiet pride. He had protected Lyra not just physically but with words and presence. Later, in private, Lyra spoke to him about what had happened. "You are more than a human servant, Alex. You have wisdom, courage, and a sense of honor that is rare even among my people. I see why I chose to trust you." Alex bowed. "I am honored, Your Majesty. I only wish to serve you well." Lyra smiled faintly. "You already do, and one day you may serve more than just me. You may serve this empire in ways that even you cannot imagine." Their journey continued, and with each passing day, the bond between Alex and Lyra grew stronger. They shared quiet moments in the observation deck, discussing stars, planets, and the philosophies of different civilizations. Alex began to understand the weight of immortality and the isolation it brought. Yet he also realized that being near Lyra, sharing in her life and her challenges, was a privilege he could not have imagined. One night, while the ship floated silently in a calm sector, Lyra approached Alex again. "Alex," she said softly, "there is something you must understand. Immortality is not simply living forever. It carries responsibility, dangers, and enemies. Some will seek it, some will try to take it. If you are ever to stand by my side in battle or in diplomacy, you must be ready for these dangers." Alex nodded firmly. "I am ready, Your Majesty. Whatever comes, I will stand by you. I will not fail you." Lyra placed a hand on his arm, and for a moment the quiet hum of the ship surrounded them. "I believe you, Alex, and I trust you more than anyone. That is why I have shared this knowledge with you. In time, I may share more." Alex felt a surge of determination. He had survived dangers, protected the Empress from assassins, and learned of her immortal power. Now he knew that whatever threats lay ahead, he would face them with courage, wisdom, and loyalty. He would not just be a servant. He would be a protector, a companion, and perhaps one day, a bearer of the same strength and power that Lyra possessed. As the stars stretched endlessly beyond the observation deck, Alex made a silent promise. He would stand by Lyra, not just as a human among aliens, but as someone ready to face the universe itself to keep her safe. And in that promise, he found purpose, courage, and a sense of destiny that could change not only his life, but the fate of the Volari Empire itself. The Volari flagship glided silently through deep space, its engines humming like the heartbeat of a living creature. Alex Carter moved quietly through the corridors, alert to every sound, every shadow. Danger had been a constant companion since he had arrived on this ship, but something in the air felt different. He sensed that Mara Voss, the assassin who had tried to kill Empress Lyra twice, was planning something bigger. Empress Lyra had noticed it too. She spent hours reviewing the ship's security systems and consulting with Commander Kale. Alex watched her work with awe. Even in the face of danger, she remained calm, precise, and commanding. He had grown to admire her strength, but he also knew how vulnerable she was. One mistake, and Mara Voss could strike. That evening, as the ship drifted near a cluster of uncharted asteroids, the alarms blared. Red lights flashed across the corridors, and the hum of the engines shifted into a warning pitch. Alex felt his heart tighten. "Alex," Lyra's voice called from the observation deck. "Something is wrong, I can feel it." He rushed to her side. The view outside showed several stealth ships weaving through the asteroid field, their weapons charged. Mara Voss had returned with a full strike force. She had learned from her previous failures and now aimed to end the Empress's life once and for all. "Your Majesty, move to the secure room," Alex shouted, grabbing her arm. Lyra shook her head. "No, I will not hide. Not while my people's enemies attack. Stand with me, Alex." We faced them together. Alex's jaw tightened. He had prepared for this, but the odds were overwhelming. The stealth ships fired energy pulses at the flagship, hitting shields and shaking the vessel. Sparks flew and debris tumbled through the corridors. Crew members scrambled to contain the damage. Alex positioned himself in front of Lyra, his eyes scanning every angle. The first boarding pod hit the ship. Mara Voss and her elite squad had entered. Alex's instincts kicked in. He grabbed a nearby staff from the corridor's equipment rack, its energy tip glowing faintly. The first assassin lunged at Lyra, blade drawn. Alex swung the staff, knocking the attacker aside and pushing him back against the wall. Sparks flew as the energy blade of the assassin clashed with the staff, but Alex held firm. He could feel the adrenaline coursing through his veins. "Move, Your Majesty," Alex shouted, shoving Lyra toward a small side chamber. She moved quickly, but Mara Voss had anticipated this. She appeared in the corridor, blocking their path. Her eyes glinted with malice. "You cannot protect her forever, human," she hissed. "Today she dies and you will fall with her." Alex's hands tightened around the staff. "Not if I can help it," he said. He lunged at Mara, deflecting her energy strikes and pushing her back. Sparks and debris filled the corridor, and the air hummed with tension. Meanwhile, the other assassins moved through the ship, attacking crew members and causing chaos. Alex realized he could not fight them all alone, but he could protect Lyra. That was his priority. He pushed Mara toward the side chamber, creating a narrow path for Lyra to escape. Lyra's violet eyes met his. "Alex, be careful." "I will protect you," he replied. "Always." As Mara lunged at him again, Alex blocked her strike, feeling the energy pulse through his arms. The pain was sharp, but he did not falter. He knew that if he hesitated, Lyra's life would be over. He pushed with all his strength, sending Mara crashing into the wall. Lyra watched from the side chamber, fear and admiration in her eyes. She knew that Alex had risked everything to shield her. Something stirred inside her, a power she had rarely shared. She focused, and a soft light began to glow around her hands. Energy radiated from her body, warming the air and making the corridor shimmer. Mara paused, sensing the power, but Alex did not wait. He took the opportunity to disarm her, knocking the weapon from her hands. The other assassins, seeing their leader defeated, hesitated. The guards arrived at that moment, capturing the intruders one by one. The battle was over, but Alex stumbled to his knees, his body aching and bleeding from multiple wounds. Lyra rushed to him, her hands glowing with energy. She touched his chest gently, and he felt a warmth spread through him. The pain eased, his wounds knitting together almost instantly. "You fought bravely, Alex," Lyra said softly, her violet eyes shining. "And now I will share something with you." Alex looked at her, confused but trusting. Your Majesty, what do you mean? Lyra's hands glowed brighter, and a soft hum filled the air. I am giving you a part of my life force, my immortality. You will heal faster, endure more, and have strength beyond what humans normally possess. But it is more than power. It is a bond. You are now connected to me in ways few can understand. Alex felt a surge of energy fill his body. The pain of his wounds vanished completely, replaced by a calm strength. He could feel the rhythm of Lyra's life in a subtle way, a pulse that matched his own. He realized then that he was no longer just a human protector, he had become something more. Lyra smiled faintly. This is a gift, Alex. Use it wisely. Protect me, protect the Empire, and never forget your courage. Alex bowed his head. I will honor this gift, Your Majesty. I will not fail you. The crew cleared the last of the intruders, and Mara Voss was taken into custody. The flagship had suffered minor damage, but it was repairable. Commander Kale approached, his expression serious but impressed. You fought well, Alex, Kale said. Few humans could have survived that, but now you are no ordinary human. Lyra has changed you. Alex nodded, still feeling the warmth of the life force flowing through him. I am ready to serve, Commander, in any way necessary. Lyra approached him, placing a hand on his shoulder. Alex, from this moment on, we face dangers together. Not just enemies like Mara Voss, but threats that reach across the galaxy. You are my protector, my companion, and my ally, and now you share in my strength. Alex felt a deep sense of honor and responsibility. He had been a servant, a human among aliens, but now he was something more. He could heal, endure, and face dangers that would have killed him before. And he would use this gift to protect Lyra and the Empire with every ounce of his being. Over the next days, Alex trained with the enhanced abilities Lyra had given him. He learned to move faster, think sharper, and endure longer. The bond between him and Lyra deepened. She shared stories of her long life, of the Empire's history, and of the enemies who sought to claim her immortality. Alex listened, absorbing everything, ready to act when needed. One evening, as the stars passed silently outside the observation deck, Lyra spoke softly. Alex, many will come for us. Some will try to take this gift, some will try to destroy us, but I trust you, and I know you will stand by me no matter what. I will, Alex said firmly. I am yours to command, Your Majesty. I will protect you always. Lyra smiled faintly. And I will watch over you, Alex. Together, we are stronger than anyone who dares challenge us. The stars stretched endlessly beyond the window, silent witnesses to the bond that had been forged in battle, danger, and courage. Alex Carter, once a humble human servant, had become a protector, a companion, and now a being touched by immortality itself. He knew the challenges ahead would be great, but he also knew that with Lyra by his side, and with her gift flowing through him, he could face anything. And somewhere deep in his heart, Alex realized that the bond between him and the Empress was no longer just duty. It was trust, respect, and perhaps something more. As the flagship sailed through the void, a quiet determination settled in him. Mara Voss had been defeated, but countless threats awaited. Alex was ready. He was no longer just a human. He was a shield, a warrior, and a companion bound to an Empress whose life he had sworn to protect. And he would not fail. The Volari flagship floated quietly through space. The stars outside stretched endlessly, a calm after the storm of recent battles. Alex Carter walked through the corridors, feeling the energy from the life force Empress Lyra had shared with him. It pulsed quietly within him, a steady warmth that reminded him of the bond they now shared. He could sense her even when she was not in the same room. Lyra moved beside him as they walked to the observation deck. She looked calm, serene, yet there was a glint of determination in her violet eyes. The attacks of Mara Voss and her squad were behind them, but Alex knew that the galaxy still held dangers. Many would see the Empress as a prize, and now he had a new responsibility, to face those dangers with strength and courage. "You've done well, Alex," Lyra said softly, her voice carrying warmth. "More than I could have imagined. You have grown beyond what I expected of a human. You are brave, loyal, and wise. I am proud to have you by my side." Alex bowed slightly. "I only do what I must, Your Majesty. Protecting you is my duty, but I feel different now, stronger. I feel as if I can face anything." Lyra smiled faintly. "That is the gift I shared with you. It is not just power, Alex. It is a responsibility. You are connected to me now in life and in spirit. The Empire is safer because of it, and we will face our enemies together." The crew of the flagship noticed the change in Alex as well. He moved with confidence, his reflexes sharper, his decisions quicker, and his presence commanding attention without arrogance. He was no longer just a servant. He was a protector, a trusted advisor, and a symbol of the bond between humans and Volari. Over the next weeks, Alex continued his duties with renewed purpose. He trained daily, learning to harness his enhanced abilities, practicing combat and studying strategy. Lyra involved him in diplomatic discussions, valuing his perspective and his courage. Their bond deepened, not just through shared danger but through mutual trust and respect. One day, as the flagship approached a remote system where a minor rebellion threatened the Empire, Lyra called Alex to her quarters. "Alex," she said, "the rebels are strong, but they underestimate us. They do not know the strength of the Volari or the courage of humans." Alex nodded. "Then we must show them. I am ready to fight by your side, Your Majesty." Lyra studied him, her expression thoughtful. "You understand what this means, don't you? The galaxy will watch and our actions will be remembered. You are no longer just a protector. You are a symbol of hope, courage, and unity between species. I trust you to act wisely." Alex felt a surge of determination. "I will not fail you, Your Majesty. I will face any danger and protect you at all costs." The rebellion was clever. The rebels had set traps in the asteroid fields near the planet, using mines and ambushes to try and stop the flagship from reaching the system. But Alex's quick thinking, combined with Lyra's command, allowed them to navigate safely. He used his enhanced senses to detect hidden threats, warning the crew and preventing disaster. When they arrived in orbit above the planet, Lyra addressed the rebels. "Your rebellion ends now. You may choose peace or you may face the consequences. I offer you one chance to surrender without bloodshed." A moment of silence passed before the rebel leader spoke. "We will not bow to an alien empress, especially with a human at her side. We will fight." Alex stepped forward, ready. He felt the life force within him pulse, guiding him, strengthening him. The battle began. Energy blasts and starships clashed in orbit, and Alex moved through the command deck, coordinating with the crew and ensuring Lyra's safety. He blocked a rogue strike aimed at her viewing platform, taking the hit himself but barely feeling the pain thanks to the gift Lyra had shared. The rebels were clever, but the combination of Volari's strategy and Alex's intuition proved too strong. One by one, their ships were neutralized and their forces surrendered. The planet was secured without unnecessary loss of life, and the rebellion ended peacefully. Lyra turned to Alex after the battle. "You were incredible," she said softly. "You did not just protect me, you protected the Empire and countless lives. You have proven yourself beyond any expectation." Alex shook his head. "I only did what was necessary, Your Majesty. I am honored to serve you and the Empire." Over the next days, the Empire celebrated the victory. News of the human who had fought alongside the Empress spread throughout Volari space. Many aliens who had once doubted humans began to see them differently, realizing that courage, loyalty, and heart were more important than species. Alex became a symbol of that change, a bridge between two civilizations. Lyra called him to the observation deck one evening as the stars stretched endlessly around them. "Alex," she said, "you have done more than I could have imagined. You have shown courage, wisdom, and loyalty. You are no longer just my protector. You are my equal, my companion, and someone I trust with my life, and now with my power." Alex felt a surge of emotion. "Your Majesty, I do not know what to say. I am honored beyond words." Lyra smiled, her eyes softening. "Then let your actions speak, Alex. That is all I ask. And know this, what I have shared with you is permanent. You are now part of my life force. You will live longer, heal faster, and endure challenges beyond ordinary beings. But with it comes responsibility. You must always act with courage and wisdom." Alex nodded firmly. "I understand, Your Majesty. I will honor this gift and use it to protect you, the Empire, and all who depend on us." In the days that followed, Alex continued to grow into his new role. He trained with Lyra, learning to harness the subtle power of her life force. He advised her in council meetings, assisted in diplomatic missions, and stood at her side in both triumph and challenge. The bond between them was unbreakable. One evening, Lyra spoke quietly as they watched the stars. "Alex, you have changed not only yourself but also how my people see humans. You have shown that courage and loyalty can come from any being, regardless of origin. You are a hero, Alex, and I am grateful." Alex bowed slightly. "I only wish to serve Your Majesty. You have given me purpose, trust, and now strength. I will not waste it." Lyra reached out, placing a hand on his arm. "Then we move forward together. You and I, Alex. The Empire and its people are safer because of you. And together, we will face whatever challenges the galaxy sends." Alex felt the warmth of her touch, the pulse of her power mingling with his own. He realized that his life had changed forever. He had started as a humble human servant, overlooked and underestimated. But through courage, loyalty, and trust, he had become a protector, a companion, and now a being enhanced by immortality itself. As the stars glimmered outside, Alex made a silent vow. He would protect Lyra, defend the Empire, and honor the gift she had given him. No enemy, no threat, no danger could break the bond they shared. He was no longer just human. He was a guardian, a warrior, and a living symbol of courage and loyalty across the galaxy. Lyra looked at him and smiled. "Alex, whatever comes next, know this, you are not alone. Together we are stronger than any foe. Together we are unstoppable." Alex nodded, feeling the power of her words and the life force flowing through him. He had found his purpose, his strength, and his place in the galaxy. He had stood by an Empress, faced death, and emerged stronger. And he knew, deep in his heart, that the best was yet to come. As the flagship sailed through the stars, Alex Carter walked beside Empress Lyra, fully aware of his new strength, his responsibilities, and his destiny. He was no longer just a servant. He was her shield, her companion, and now a part of her immortal power. And he would protect her, the Empire, and the future of the galaxy, no matter what lay ahead. The stars stretched endlessly, silent witnesses to a bond forged in courage, loyalty, and trust. Alex had found his place, and he would never let it go. The galaxy had seen the strength of humans through him, and it would never underestimate them again. Alex Carter, human among aliens, immortal in spirit and courage, stood ready for whatever the universe would bring.